Good morning, good afternoon, and of course, good evening, traders from across the globe. Welcome to my 2539th edition of Short-Term Trading Live with Oscar. Good day, traders. Before we get involved, please remember this is a very risky game. Risky, risky, risky. Never trade anything, especially futures, options, stocks, ETFs, crypto, without putting in your stops first. All right, now that you know that, let's take a look. Traders, the Omni's been bearish. We've been showing you bearish videos. The market's been going down. I will tell you that as of the close today, as of the close on Monday, for Tuesday's trading, the Omni is starting to change its complexion a little bit. It's actually going from bearish to either neutral or bullish, where it wants to start buying the dips. So I almost wasn't going to do this video tonight because the one I did last night had year-end projections in there, and I wanted to leave it out for 2 days, but being that the Omni's flipping, I've got to let you guys know. So the Omni is starting to flip and is now starting to expect that we buy dips. Now, of course, we put our stops in first, just in case the market's not ready to flip and heads down. Stop gets hit, we're knocked out of the trade, and we live to fight another day. But we're looking at the NASDAQ daily bar at the moment, and I'd say that inside this circle, which I'll remove, is a fantastic test of the 200 ball moving average, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 days. 3 out of the 4 days, the settlement was above the 200 ball moving average. Interesting area, and we're holding the bottom of the channel. So for now, the Omni flipping doesn't really, it doesn't really worry me, or it's not peculiar to see the Omni flipping here. Makes sense. So let's see what we're going to get now. NASDAQ daily. So we're going to buy dips. Love the hold of the 200. I'm going to show you the weekly as well, just to show it to you quickly. Now this has been going up for some time now, right? Since down here. We've been moving steadily higher. Really, the up move started back here, where we had a rally, came down, made a higher low, rallied up, higher high, has backed off, so far a higher low. So we have been moving steadily up in this sort of fashion on the weekly NASDAQ bar. Right, inside this sort of channel we're in now, we're out of the red channel, which is why it's very dull and not bold, but I'll bold it. We're out of this nasty red channel that we were in, where it was just going back and forth, drop, drop. Finally, that stops and we start building the blue channel. But the interesting thing, as I've been pointing out since it started, is that's being built at the 200 bar moving average, the blue line right here. What makes that significant? If you'll follow me, this is COVID 200 bar moving average, the NASDAQ during COVID. Did not break. It held even during COVID. Look, didn't break. And if you follow me back further, no matter how far back we go, you don't see that getting broken, right? Nothing breaking till 2008. And we finally get a break of it. Here, let's pull it back into focus. You finally get a break here. Now, let's pay more attention. Being that you never break this 200 ball moving average, what happens when you do? Well, let's take a look at what happens once you break that. What happens is you go into these extended moves once you get back above it to the upside. So that's one. Still keeps going. Look how far that thing went. Look how far it just keeps going, right? You get near it again here. What happens? A big rally ensues. You get to it here for COVID. What happens? A massive rally ensues. Let's see if we can just pull this one over. This is what you got. Once you hit the 200 ball moving average on the NASDAQ weekly, you got this. All right, so take us to today. Everybody I know has told me that I'm crazy, and I've had calls and people write in and all sorts of comments, very good ones, but people telling me I am really far off on saying that the market's moving higher. But after what I just showed you, well, look what just happened here. We just spent this kind of time around the 200 ball moving average. If we continue to move away from it, we will move away and do another one of these. Straight up. Now, to not confuse you, let's just get rid of this red one back here. Let's make that nice and skinny and get it out of the way. We'll even change its color. And this way we are looking at the one I'm pointing out now. Look, it even fits in this thing. And that's what's been happening every time we hit that 200 as far back as you want to go. Well, to 2008. So, I don't know, until we stop doing these repetitive patterns, I'm going to go with the upwards call for the year and say that we're bouncing off that 200 like we always do, and we'll see what happens. Now, of course, as you know, the markets could change complexion and put a big downwards bar in, and that would change things, but that's not what I see at the moment. We'll deal with that, or we'll cross that bridge once we get to it. All right, traders, so you saw the short term, right? Tonight for tomorrow. And the reason why I think this will turn out to be a bull flag that holds here at the 200 is because this weekly is known for bouncing pretty far after the 200. Well, there it is, kids. There's my thesis. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share these videos around the internet. And then remember, stops are in. Emotions are out. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you all at livewithoscar.com.